I did 11 years at Windsor. 11 years of standing in front of tourists who looked at me like I was a prop someone had left out by accident. A decorative object. A very tall, very overdressed scarecrow with a bearskin hat and no personality. People have a lot of theories about royal guards. That we're selected for our ability to feel nothing. That there's some classified government program that removes our souls somewhere between basic training and our first ceremonial posting. That we're chosen specifically because we failed the emotional intelligence portion of the entrance exam. I have heard every version of this theory, usually delivered loudly, usually by someone standing close enough that I could count their fillings. Here is what I want to tell you. Every single one of those people was wrong, and most of them found out. The first thing you need to understand is what we're actually doing when we stand there. We are not decorating, we are not performing, we are not available for your content. We are working. And work, it turns out, has a face, a still face, a face that does not respond to your waving or your jokes or your increasingly creative attempts to make us blink. That face gets mistaken, constantly and enthusiastically, for arrogance. It is not arrogance. But let me show you what it looks like from the outside before I explain what it actually is. 3 incidents, fast, then I'll slow down. A child, maybe 4 years old, red wellies, face like a boiled sweet, walked straight up to my post one Tuesday morning and poked me in the knee. Hard, with one finger, like she was testing whether I was real. I was real. I did not move. She poked me again. Her mother, mortified, grabbed her by the arm and whispered something fierce. The child looked back at me over her shoulder the entire way across the courtyard, utterly betrayed by the universe's refusal to give her a reaction. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, a man in a Hawaiian shirt, November, Windsor Hawaiian shirt. I have questions, stood in front of my post for 6 full minutes trying to make me laugh. He made faces. He did voices. He performed what I can only describe as an interpretive dance summary of his feelings about British weather. He was actually quite funny. I did not move. He eventually turned to his wife and said loudly, "He thinks he's better than us." I did not think I was better than him. I thought about whether I'd left my phone charger plugged in at the barracks. Thursday, a man, bachelor party sash, the particular energy of someone 3 pints past wisdom, leaned into my peripheral vision and said, directly into my ear, "Oi, you're basically just a fancy scarecrow, yeah." The bearskin hat on my head weighed approximately 1.5 pounds. I had been wearing it for 4 hours. My neck had opinions about that. I did not share them. He stumbled back to his group. I heard him say I was well arrogant. 3 days, 3 incidents. 3 people who looked at discipline and decided it was contempt. This is what 11 years at Windsor taught me. Stillness makes people uncomfortable, and uncomfortable people need a villain, and the closest still thing always gets the job. She arrived on a Friday in September with a ring light the size of a small moon. I clocked her before she reached the gate. You learn to read approach vectors after a few years. Civilians move toward the post in distinct categories: the curious, the reverent, the accidental, and the performative. She was performative. Performative has a specific walk, phone already up, chin already angled, audience already assembled somewhere in the invisible dimension of her screen. Her name, I learned later from a colleague who made the mistake of looking her up, was something like Brittany or Brenna. Something with a B, I will call her B. B had, according to said colleague, 340,000 followers. B had decided that a royal guard who didn't react to her was going to be excellent content. B was not wrong. It was excellent content, just not in the direction she planned. She started simple. Stood next to me, angled the phone, pulled a face. Okay, so I'm standing next to this guy and he literally won't move. Like at all. Watch." She waved. I did not move. Okay, so he's not going to do anything. He just stands there, all day, being very serious about standing. She did this for 2 minutes, narrating my existence to her phone. I was described as kind of intimidating, then kind of robotic, then honestly a little rude, like he won't even look at me. I was looking directly ahead. Directly ahead happened to be approximately 15 degrees to the left of her face. This was protocol. She decided it was personal. That's when the hat started. She noticed the bearskin on my second or third circuit of her attention. It is impossible not to notice. It is enormous. It is black. It sits on the head of a 6'1" guardsman and adds another 18 inches. It is made from the fur of a Canadian black bear, and it has been the subject of more comments, questions, and attempted interactions than anything else in my 11 years of service. B looked at the hat. The hat did not look back. "Oh my God, is that real? That can't be real. Chat, is that real?" She took a step closer. I wanted to touch it. She did not touch it. She knew better than that, or she knew her audience was watching and touching it would end the scene. She needed me to be the obstacle. Props don't make good obstacles. Obstacles need to have agency. She decided to give me some. Okay, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to get him to react. I'm going to do it. She squared up in front of me. Hi, hello, can you hear me? I know you can hear me. I could hear her. I thought about the match that weekend. Whether Rovers had any chance, probably not. You're like a statue, an arrogant statue. Do you know you look arrogant? You do. You look like you think you're better than everyone here. The bearskin hat on my head had been on my head for 2 hours and 40 minutes at this point. The internal temperature of a bearskin hat is a thing that the public does not know about, and that I will not describe here because I do not want to give anyone nightmares. I thought about the match. B ran out of angles. She tried standing behind me, beside me, crouching below me for an upward shot. She narrated each attempt with the energy of someone who was slowly suspecting that the content was not going to be what she'd planned. The content was not going to be what she'd planned. She had been there for 22 minutes, and she had not gotten a single reaction. He's so arrogant, she told her phone. Okay, chat, he wins, he actually wins. This is so annoying. She left. 340,000 followers. Not one of them saw me move. The boy arrived about 40 minutes after B left. No phone. No parent immediately visible. She was 3 steps behind, struggling with a pushchair and what appeared to be enough luggage for a fortnight. The boy had outpaced her entirely, moving across the courtyard with the pure directional confidence of a 6-year-old who has decided where he is going and sees no reason to consult anyone about it. He stopped in front of my post. He was wearing a toy soldier helmet. Plastic, red and gold. The kind that comes in a set with a foam sword and a shield with a lion on it. He looked up at me. I mean, he really looked. No phone between us. No performance. Just a small person making direct eye contact with a large person and deciding, apparently, that whatever he saw there was worth taking seriously. He stood up straight. He put his heels together. He saluted. It was not a correct salute by any regimental standard. His elbow was wrong. His hand was slightly sideways. But the intention in it, the absolute, grave, 6-year-old sincerity of it, was the most correct thing anyone had done in front of my post in a long time. The regulations are the regulations. There are very precise rules about when a guard moves, what a guard does, and how a guard does it. Within those rules there is a space, small, exact, but real. I used it. I brought my hand up, precise angle, full respect. I saluted him back. The boy's face did the thing that 6-year-old faces do when the universe delivers exactly what they hoped for, and they had not quite believed it would. A controlled eruption, joy that doesn't know what to do with its own size. He turned and sprinted back to his mother. Mom, he did it, he saluted me, he actually did it. She looked up from the pushchair. She looked at me. I was already looking ahead, protocol. But the courtyard had gone quiet in that particular way, that crowds go quiet when something real happens in the middle of everything performed. B's ring light was still sitting in my memory somewhere. The boy's salute was sitting somewhere else entirely. Same post, same hat, same still face. One of those two people saw a statue. The other one saw a soldier. Here is what nobody tells you about standing still for 6 hours. Your body does not cooperate. Your body, it turns out, has a comprehensive list of objections to standing motionless in ceremonial dress in all weathers, and it will present every single item on that list in rotating sequence across the duration of your shift. The feet go first, not dramatically, just a slow building conversation between your boot and your soul that starts as a whisper and ends as a full political debate by hour 3. Then the back. The bearskin hat, and I cannot stress this enough, is not light. It is not designed for comfort. It is designed to make you look like something a foreign dignitary should take seriously. It succeeds at this, at the cost of your cervical spine having feelings about it by the time you hit hour 4. Then the mind. This is the part nobody talks about. 6 hours of standing still is not 6 hours of nothing. It is 6 hours of everything. Every thought you have ever had and several you'd prefer not to have lines up in an orderly queue and presents itself for your consideration. Your ex-girlfriend, whether you left the gas on, the specific injustice of a particular sergeant's comment in 2019, your mother's voice telling you to stand up straight, the lyrics to a song you haven't heard in 11 years playing in full. And through all of that, all of it, your face does not move. Your body does not move. Because the moment you move without authorization, you have broken something, not a rule, something older than the rule. A covenant with every guardsman who stood in this spot before you. A promise you made without knowing you were making it the first time you put on the uniform. That's what stillness costs. The next time someone calls it arrogance, I'd like them to try it for 6 minutes. Not 6 hours. 6 minutes. Stand still, don't react, don't explain, hold the line while someone tells you you're nothing. Then we'll talk about arrogance. The bachelor party came at 2:30 on a Saturday. There were 7 of them. The groom was wearing a sash and a veil and the particular expression of a man who has been awake since Thursday and has made peace with that. His friends had the energy of people who had been assigned the task of making this day memorable and were executing that assignment with military commitment, which I appreciated even if I could not say so. They arrived at my post like weather. The ringleader, not the groom, always a friend, always the one with the most to prove, started immediately. Here we go, lads, watch this. He stood in front of me, spread his arms. Mate, look at me, I'm right here, hello. I was looking at the middle distance. The middle distance was more interesting. He's not going to do anything. They can't do anything. It's illegal for them to react. This is not precisely how it works, but I did not correct him. Touch the hat, someone suggested from the back. I'm not touching the hat. Touch the hat, Kyle. Kyle, and I want to be clear that Kyle had a good face. The face of someone who, in a different context, would be perfectly reasonable, considered the hat. He reached up. He did not touch the hat. Something in my stillness and the quality of my absolute motionlessness communicated something to Kyle's nervous system that his brain hadn't quite caught up to yet. His hand stopped, hovered, came back down. I wasn't going to, he told his friends. Sure, Kyle. The escalation took 4 minutes. By the end of it, they were circling, not malicious, just drunk and bored and performing for each other, which is its own category of problem. The groom had been photographed next to me 6 times. The veil kept brushing my arm. I had thoughts about the veil. I kept them. Say something, just say one word. One word, come on. Do they even breathe? Does he breathe? Watch his chest. Is his chest moving? He blinked. I saw him blink. I blink. I'm a human being. I blink. The woman appeared from my left periphery without announcement. She was perhaps 60. Silver hair cut short and no nonsense, like her hair had made a decision about itself and wasn't revisiting it. She was carrying a tote bag from a museum, and she had the expression of someone who had walked past this post many times and had developed opinions about what she witnessed. She stopped next to Kyle. She did not raise her voice. "Are you quite finished?" Kyle turned. "We're just having a laugh, love." "He's been standing in that spot," she said, "since before you woke up this morning." Kyle opened his mouth. "He will be standing there after you've gone back to your hotel and slept this off." The groom had stopped adjusting his veil. "He is not a prop. He is not entertainment. He is doing his job." She looked at all 7 of them with the specific exhaustion of a woman who has raised children and recognizes the behavior. "The lot of you ought to be embarrassed." She adjusted her tote bag. She walked on. 7 grown men stood in front of my post in silence. Kyle looked at the ground. The groom straightened his veil. They left. I had not moved. I had not needed to. After 11 years, you start categorizing them. Not unkindly, just taxonomically. The way a naturalist learns to identify species by the approach pattern. The journalist arrived with a recorder and the confidence of someone who had never been told no by a building, let alone a person. "I'm doing a piece," she announced. "On the psychological cost of ceremonial duty, could I get a statement?" I was not available for statements. Just a sentence, even off the record. Still not available. Is the silence a choice or is it policy? Both, as it happens. I did not tell her this. She stood there for a while with her recorder extended toward my face like she was waiting for a tree to comment on being a tree. Eventually, she lowered it, wrote something in her notebook, left. I would love to know what she wrote. The woman who decided the hat was fake arrived in a tour group. She peeled away from it, which is always the first sign. Tour group peelers are a specific subspecies. They have spotted something the group hasn't, and they've made a decision. She approached the hat from the side. "It's not real," she told her companion. "It's synthetic. They stopped using real fur in the, what year was it?" Her companion said she didn't know. "It's definitely synthetic, look at it." The hat was not synthetic. The hat was a Canadian black bear's former exterior, and it had opinions about being called synthetic, but I was not authorized to relay them. Is it okay if I?" She reached toward it. She stopped. The stopping happened at the same point Kyle's stopping had happened. There is something about proximity to the post, to the stillness of the thing standing at the post, that operates on a person's instincts before their decision-making catches up. She put her hand down. "It's synthetic," she told her companion again, with slightly less certainty. They rejoined the tour group. The teenager with the slow clap showed up at 3 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, which told me everything I needed to know about his school attendance record. He started clapping at a distance, slow, deliberate, the universal teen signal for ironic appreciation. He moved closer, still clapping. He reached my post. Still clapping. He stopped clapping. He looked at me. I looked at the middle distance. He slow clapped twice more, half-heartedly. He left. I have thought about him sometimes. I hope he found something worth genuine enthusiasm. The man who Googled, "Can royal guards actually shoot you?" did so while standing approximately 4 feet from me. I know this because he said it out loud to his phone in the searching way that people narrate their own searches. "Can royal guards actually?" He looked at his screen. He looked at me. He took a small step back. He read for a moment. He took another small step back. He put his phone in his pocket and walked away with the careful, unhurried pace of someone who has decided to be very reasonable about everything for the foreseeable future. I hope the search results were informative. I want to be precise about this because it matters. There is a difference between the tourists who are ignorant, who genuinely do not understand what the post is, what it means, what the person standing at it is doing, and the ones who know exactly. Ignorance is forgivable, universal almost. People see a ceremony and they see theater. They see a uniform and they see costume. They are not wrong to be confused. They are wrong to stay confused after the first warning, but the confusion itself is honest. Then there are the ones who have done their research, who know what the restrictions are, what the protocols permit, what the precise line is, who have calculated exactly how far they can push before the push becomes something with consequences, who treat that line as a game. This man was the second kind. He arrived alone, which is unusual. Most violations are social, performed for a companion or a phone or a group. Solitary violations are rarer and more serious in my experience. There is no audience to perform for, which means the motivation is something other than approval. He was perhaps 40, dressed well, not a tourist in the Hawaiian shirt sense. The kind of man who looks like he belongs wherever he is, which is its own form of danger. He stood in front of my post for a while. Just stood there. Not performing, not filming, just observing, the way you observe something you're planning to interact with. Then he started talking. Quietly, not for anyone else's benefit, for mine. "I read," he said conversationally, "that you're not actually supposed to touch the post itself. Is that right?" I said nothing. "But you can touch the well. The question is the hat, isn't it? The hat's the thing everyone goes for." He was not touching the hat. He was talking about touching the hat, which is a different maneuver. It's designed to get the guard to communicate, to warn, to break the silence in any form, which would be a small victory. I did not break the silence. "The thing I find interesting," he continued, "is the word arrogant. People say you're arrogant because you won't respond, but arrogance implies a judgment, doesn't it? A belief that you're superior. Is that what's happening? Are you deciding you're better than the people out here?" It was a clever question, designed to provoke either a response or a visible reaction, an answer to be filmed, a face shift to be interpreted. I looked at the middle distance. I thought about the match. Rovers still probably weren't going to manage it. "Because from where I'm standing," he said, "it looks exactly like arrogance. It looks like contempt. You're treating everyone out here as if they don't exist." He moved. Not toward the hat. He stepped to the side of the post, just past the white line. This is where it becomes something other than a conversation. There is a procedure for this. It is not aggressive. It is not punitive. It is not designed to humiliate or escalate. It is simply the protocol doing what protocols do, drawing the line that the post exists to draw. I turned my head. Just my head, full stop. I looked at him. Not through him, not past him. At him. The full weight of 11 years of standing still, of holding the line while people tested it from every angle they could imagine, went into that look. Not anger, not contempt, something quieter and more final than either. "Step back from the post, sir." 3 words, protocol issue. He looked back at me. Something shifted in him. I have seen it before. The moment when the calculated interaction becomes real. When the person who chose the game realizes they are standing in front of someone who did not choose it, who has no investment in the game, who is simply doing the job. He stepped back. He straightened his jacket. He walked away. No phone, no footage, no victory. The crowd that had gathered, and a crowd had gathered. They always gather when the air changes, exhaled collectively. An older gentleman near the back started clapping. Not the ironic slow clap. The other kind. I looked at the middle distance. The middle distance looked fine. The pigeon arrived at 4:17 in the afternoon on a Wednesday in October. I know the exact time because I had checked during an authorized movement, and 4:17 was the last time I had any information about what was happening on top of my head. The pigeon landed on the bearskin hat. I know this because of the weight, slight but distinct, and because of the noise, the specific settling sound of a pigeon that has found a surface it considers satisfactory. I did not move. The pigeon did not move. We were at an impasse. The crowd noticed before I could assess the situation fully. The first laugh came from a child, then her father. Then the ripple effect of a crowd realizing it is all watching the same absurd thing unfold in real time. Phones came out. In the interest of full disclosure, I have more footage of this incident than of any other moment in my service career, because strangers sent it to the regiment for months afterward. The pigeon shifted its weight. I did not shift mine. It walked, and I want you to picture this with the seriousness it deserves. It walked across the top of the bearskin hat, side to side, assessing, the way pigeons assess things, which is with complete and utter indifference to the opinions of everything around them. It settled again. Front center. It appeared to be looking out at the crowd from its new position, which had placed it approximately 2 inches above my eye line, which meant we were now both looking at the middle distance from the same post. A small boy in the crowd pointed. It lives there now. His mother covered her mouth. Is he going to move? Someone whispered. I was not going to move. Is the pigeon going to move? The pigeon had opinions about this question. They were not yes. We stood there for 4 minutes, the pigeon and I, and the crowd did not leave. They stood there with us, the way crowds stand for street performers, except nobody had asked for this and nobody was getting paid, and the pigeon certainly hadn't been briefed. A tourist took a video and captioned it, I was later told, the new Royal Guard. The regiment was delighted. I was not authorized to have feelings about this. I had them anyway. At 4 minutes and some seconds, a second pigeon landed on a nearby fence post. The first pigeon looked at it. Something passed between them, whatever passes between pigeons. The first pigeon left. Not dramatically, not with the energy of defeat, with the complete absence of ego that pigeons operate at constantly, which is the only thing I genuinely envy about them. The crowd applauded. For the pigeon, not for me. I chose to find this reasonable. The last incident of that particular Wednesday happened at 4:50, 10 minutes before my relief arrived. A woman, late 20s, sensible shoes, notebook in hand, the look of a person who asks questions for a living, stopped in front of my post. She didn't try anything. She didn't reach for the hat or wave in my face or announce her follower count. She just stood there, quietly, looking at me with something that was not curiosity exactly, more like trying to understand a thing she'd been thinking about for a while. Then she said, softly enough that only I could hear it, "Does it bother you when they call you arrogant? The regulations are clear." I did not answer. But here, years later out of uniform, finally permitted my own voice. Here is what I would have said. It used to. In the first year, when you're still learning to separate yourself from the reactions you're not allowed to have, it used to land. Someone calling you arrogant when you were standing there burning, feet ruined, neck arguing with the hat, mind running its full inventory of every unresolved thing you'd ever carried, and you couldn't say a word, it used to get in. Then something changes. Not that you stop feeling it, that you understand it differently. Every person who called me arrogant was looking at the discipline and seeing contempt. They looked at stillness and saw superiority. They looked at silence and heard disdain. They were wrong. But they were wrong in an understandable way, because stillness is uncommon, because most people move through the world in constant negotiation with it, adjusting, explaining, softening, justifying. And someone who does none of those things looks, from the outside, like they've decided they're exempt. We're not exempt. We've just made a different choice about what to do with the feeling. That's not arrogance. That's the job. And on the days when a 6-year-old in a plastic helmet squares his shoulders and gives you his best shot at a salute, on those days, the job is the best thing in the world. And on the days when a pigeon decides you're a reasonable place to spend a Wednesday afternoon, well, those days are pretty good too.